Hello traders, FXPIPCOLLECTOR here. Today is Friday, April 28th, and today is the last trading day of the month, so it's definitely going to be pretty interesting to see how this monthly candle does end up closing, and really in about less than 8 hours or so. So definitely the close of a monthly candle can definitely tell us quite a bit, so definitely we're going to be paying attention to that. So anyways, we're going to do as normal. We're going to look at the US dollar pairs, the DXY US dollar index. We're all the way from the monthly down to the 1 hour time frame. Then we're going to take the information we learned from that and apply it to all these other US dollar pairs, including gold and silver. So once we do all that, I have a small list of pairs that we're going to look at also on top of that. So let's get started with this DXY analysis, monthly time frame. It definitely does look to me like we possibly have the end of an ABC correction right here. Hey Voss, hey Krizzy, Urban, how's everybody going? Sound issues? No? So anyways, it definitely looks like we have the end of an ABC here. Now, if this ends up making like a corrective move down, like a very overlapping pattern, and then ends up making an impulsive move up, then we're going to know that this is not the end of a correction and that we're actually heading back up. But as of now, it's either going to make... So as of now, thank you, Krizzy, for that. Let me know. So as of now, it's either going to end up making a correction down, or it's going to end up continuing the downtrend. If it ends up continuing the downtrend, it should make very impulsive moves over the next few months, not corrective moves. So that's one way we can definitely tell the difference, whether it's going to be a correction or a trend. Going down to the weekly time frame, I do prefer to look at the US dollar index. Now, I do have this ABC here because it does remind me that there's definitely a possibility this could go up and make a C, and it would actually make for a little bit of a more normal looking pattern if it did do something like that. We'll have like a downtrend, and then what kind of looks like an ABC right here. So that's definitely a possibility, but on the sort of time frames, it definitely kind of doesn't really look like that is what's going to happen. On the sort of time frames, the daily time frame is kind of looks like an A, B, C, D, E, or maybe a motive wave correction. If that is a motive wave correction, the part that kind of gives it away for me is that this move down definitely looks to me more like a trend. That doesn't look like a correction. It looks like almost a perfect 5-wave trend, which still makes me think that this move up may be a correction to this move down right here. If this is a correction, I've been waiting for a structure break. I thought we were going to get it today, but it looks like it's trying to reject that area. So if it doesn't close above that structure, for me the trend is still down, and I'm still going to be looking to trade with the trend, so I'm still going to be expecting that it's possible it could end up continuing down. So let's head down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, this is a high that I'm looking to break that will help prove that the trend on the daily time frame is over. It definitely hasn't broken yet, and this move does still look to me a little bit on the corrective side. The fact that it hasn't clearly broken structure, the fact that this looks like very corrective on the shorter time frames, definitely still makes me think that it's possible this could just keep on trending down. So as of now, it definitely looks like an uptrend. This could be a wave A or it could be a wave 1. We don't really know for sure yet. It looks like it made a complex correction over the last couple of weeks, like an A, B, C, D, E, and then we have like an impulsive move up right here. It's almost like an F, and then it made a correction, and then it went back up one more time. Like I was talking to people in the Patreon private group today, it does look to me more like it wants to go up, but I do want to see a clear structure break to the upside before I start to believe that, because I've been burnt way too many times trying to trade against a trend to know better that I don't really want to go long until I see a nice clear break of structure, because this very easily could just keep on going down, and it would actually make a lot of sense if this was an ABC, because like I said, it definitely has the shape of an ABC, not a 1, 2, 3 so far at least. So let's head down to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame would definitely get in a nice impulsive move down, and it was kind of a clear entry. We had a downtrend right here, and then we had 3 waves up. The part that wasn't that clear is that we definitely made an irregular wave C right here. This is definitely an AB, and then the downtrend for the wave C made a higher low, so that's why I call it an irregular wave C. Now we definitely have an impulsive move down, and we definitely have a structure break. It does look like we possibly have the end of some sort of a pattern here, and it very easily could keep on going down. Now, on the higher time frames, it honestly, like I was just saying a minute ago, kind of looks like it almost could go up too. So we definitely have conflicting patterns here as you go on different time frames. Shorter time frames, it still looks very corrective and looks like it could just keep on going down. Longer, medium to long time frames, like the daily up into this range, kind of looks like it does want to try to go up. So we definitely have a very choppy pattern that we've been doing for quite some time now. I think today is almost 2 weeks that the market's been very, very choppy, at least when you're talking about the dollar. So definitely a little unclear, but the part that is clear to me is that I still don't see a very clear structure break to the upside on the daily time frame. I am definitely still looking to trade with the trend, which the trend is down on the shorter time frames until I see that structure break. Since I don't see it yet, I'm still more inclined to think that this will end up going down. Like I said, I've been burnt way too many times on those counter trend trades, so I definitely know better. That at least for me, I do prefer to trade with the trend. So if the dollar is possibly going down, then we have to look at all these other pairs as possibly making a move to the upside. So let's go look at those pairs and see if that makes sense for them also, that they would make a move to the downside rather than to the upside, or vice versa. So going to the euro dollar, let's head up to the daily time frame. Now the euro dollar and the pound dollar are very similar right now, but the thing that I see on both of them is that we do not have any structure break to the downside. Just like the dollar, I am still more inclined to believe that this is going to go up until I see a nice clear structure break to the downside. I still think this is a 1, a 2, and a wave 3. And the fact that we are about to close the monthly candle does make me think also that we're going to end up closing today's candle out probably near the high, which is going to make that monthly candle look bullish. So anyways, let's head down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we have a nice impulsive move down. We definitely have 3 waves up right here. Looks like an A and a B. Just like the dollar, we have a higher low, except for the dollar had a lower high, but that was an end of an ABC correction. It just has a slanting move to the upside. Nice impulsive move to up. So far, this move down does look a little on the corrective side. It did definitely go down a little further than I want, and it really hasn't broken any structure to the upside yet. So just as usual, really there's no direction as of yet, just like we've had in the last couple of weeks. But just like I was saying on the higher time frames, I'm more inclined to believe that it's just going to keep on going up because we definitely do not have a structure break to the downside yet. Excuse me. So going down to the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, I got my Fibonacci retracement on here. Obviously, price spiked all the way down to the 100% Fibonacci level, but I would kind of consider that it did try to respect this 78 and the 88% right there, because it definitely did turn right there, right around that level, and it definitely does look a little bit overlapping, a little bit on the corrective side. So I am, like I said, more inclined to believe that this will just keep on trending up. I am still looking for longs because on the higher time frames, my roadmap time frames, we have now broken structure to the downside. Hey Henrich, yeah, we'll definitely check out natural gas for you. I have that already on the list anyways, so perfect. Pound dollar heading up to the daily time frame. Pretty much the same story as the euro dollar. We still have not broken any structure to the downside. The trend is definitely not confirmed yet that it is not going up, and I still think it is a wave 3. And I still think it is more likely that it will continue up. So if this is a wave 3 and it just keeps on going, that would actually be a completely normal pattern. And just like the euro, I do think that this is going to close near its highs today, and that monthly candle that closes today is going to most likely be a bullish candle. Going down to the 4-hour time frame, this is that structure that still has not broken. We have impulsive down, looks like an A. We have corrective up, looks like a B. And we have a nice impulsive down for a wave C. Definitely slanted up, which does tell you that it's a very weak correction and that there's still more buying power. To me, it looks like this is going up. It's very overlapping, but I do, just like the euro, think that we're more likely to just keep on going up, at least until we get some sort of a clear break to the downside. We don't really know that this uptrend is over, and we need to just keep on trading with the trend. Going down to the 1-hour time frame, even though we've had a very choppy pattern the last couple of weeks, if you were trading with the trend the whole time, you definitely could have had some really nice profitable entries along this way. But it definitely does look like a downtrend right here, probably an A, B, C, a B. This definitely looks like a downtrend, possibly a C. Then from there, this looks like a trend. I'm almost starting to think this is maybe like a wave 1 of a new trend. This definitely looks like some sort of an ABC, almost looks like a wave 2 of a new trend. This looks like a wave 3. It's just starting, but if this is a wave 3, it may just keep on drifting up, which, like I said, makes a lot more sense if you're talking about the longer time frames. So, let's check out the Aussie dollar, which is actually quite a bit of a different pattern. The Aussie, Kiwi, and even the Canadian all have very different patterns than the euro, the pound, and even the dollar index. So the Aussie dollar on the daily, we definitely have a downtrend here, probably a wave A. We have a nice impulsive up, wave A also, but a wave A or B. 3 waves down, B or B, impulsive up, wave C or B. It still looks to me like we got a 1, 2, 3, maybe it's a 4 or 5. It looks more like a wave 3 of wave 3 of wave C still, and then it needs to make a 4 and a 5 of C, and then an impulsive move up, and then a breakup starts. It will be where hopefully finally shows us that this uptrend is back in play. So heading down to the 4-hour time frame. This little move up right here did break structure, so this could possibly be a wave 4. So we may possibly already be in that wave 5 of wave C. We definitely want to keep that in mind. If we zoom out a little bit, we are very close to the lows from the wave A, so it could definitely turn up at some point soon. It does look like a downtrend, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5. It doesn't really look like it's quite over though. It looks like it almost needs to turn around and go down at least one more time, maybe bounce off one of these two levels before it even thinks about going up. Like I said, the Aussie and the Kiwi are quite a bit different patterns than most of these other pairs. Going down to the 1-hour time frame, like I said, I think this is more inclined to just keep on going down, probably at least to the 161, maybe even a little bit lower. We don't know because the trend is definitely still down on the Aussie dollar. So that means that if I do see some sort of an impulsive move up, some sort of a 3-way pattern up, I will definitely be looking to sort it at the end. Impulsive up, corrective down, impulsive up, and then impulsive down would be the perfect end of an ABC correction for the continuation of the downtrend. Probably not on the 1 hour, but maybe like the 15 or the 5-minute time frame. Could even be doing it right now, really. So let's see, the Kiwi dollar, like I said, very much similar to the Aussie dollar. It looks like we're in a wave C of wave B. Definitely got a downtrend right here, probably a wave A. Then we have an A, B, C, probably a wave B. Then it looks like a 1, 2, and 3. Kind of looks like it's trying to make a little wave 4 and then probably go down at least one more time to make a wave 5 of wave C, which is probably a wave C of wave B before it goes up and takes out structure and finally starts that uptrend that we've been waiting for. So heading down to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, I don't really think it's ready for that, and looking at this does make me think the Aussie dollar is probably still in a wave 3 also, because this is definitely a 1, 2. This is probably still a wave 3, and eventually it probably will make a bigger correction, like something like that for a wave 4, but right now we're still going down. Still looks like a wave 3. So let's go down to the 1-hour time frame. So on the 1-hour time frame, it definitely looks like impulsive up. It looks like 3 ways down. It looks like impulsive up. It kind of looks like an ABC correction, actually. Almost perfect ABC correction, really. Which does make me think that this probably is going to end up turning down like that. May have a end of a correction pretty shortly on this one. So what's going on with the other stuff? Yeah, not really invalidated yet, but definitely it's not looking too great. Yeah. That could be a little bit, like I was even saying in my group earlier, it definitely could be a trap today on the dollar. So anyways, looking at the daily time frame US dollar Canadian, this is starting to look almost too strong up to be an ABC correction, but at this point it really hasn't passed any Fibonacci levels invalidating that. So I'm still looking at it as possibly being a wave A, but also could be a wave 1. It could even make a 2 or a B or a 3 or a C. Either way, it doesn't really matter much because we should, right now we're just looking for a 3-way pattern. Definitely looks like almost a perfect downtrend right here. Definitely a nice impulsive up, either A or 1. I still think the next move should be either a B or a 2, and then it should go up again for either a C or a 3. A wave C would probably just go to 78%, turn down. A wave 3 would probably just keep on trending up, maybe even making new highs. So let's head down to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, it does look like we have almost a perfect trend right here, which does make me think that it's getting ready to go down because this looks like a 1-2. This is probably all the 3. This is probably an ABC of 4. That's probably a 5. Just because we have that 5-way pattern definitely doesn't mean it's over. It definitely could keep going up. But if it does go down, if it does break structure, that's what will tell me that the trend is over. And at that point, it'll probably go down, make a B, and then eventually back up in C. If it's not a C, it could just blow right past all these Fibonacci's and just keep on trending up. So, at the end of either wave B or wave 2, we definitely want to try to get long for the continuation of what is either going to be a C or possibly a wave 3. So, taking it down to the 1 hour time frame, I do think this definitely has that 3, 4, 5 shape in it. This is like a wave 3 right here someplace. This is probably like a distorted A, B, C correction for the 4. And it definitely has a little uptrend right there, probably for a wave 5 of wave A. And I still think this is more likely to turn down and take out structure even though we haven't really no proof yet. And probably go down and make a pretty good sized move down for a wave A or B. Eventually go up for a B or B and down again for a wave C of wave B. Excuse me. So anyways, US dollar Swiss. What do we got? It definitely isn't really invalidated yet. But it's definitely not looking very good, as it looks like almost a spike reversal. So let's head up to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, I still think that this is probably all a wave 1. This is probably an A, B, C of 2. And I still think this is all a wave 3. We definitely have that 3, 4, 5 shape right here, so it does kind of resemble something that could end up making a bigger move to the upside, but there's no start to break up. It still looks to me like it is more likely to go down, at least until I see some sort of a start to break to the upside. 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame, we definitely saw a little bit of a 3-way pattern up right here, but now it does kind of look like a 5-way pattern with that little move right there, so this definitely could end up going up, breaking structure, and continuing the uptrend for sure. And especially if this dollar ends up being a trap, which it is starting to look like it may be. So let's head down to the 1 hour time frame. So the 1 hour time frame, the reason why I thought this was going to go down again, because this is impulsive down and this is 3 waves up and it made a lower high. As of now, I don't really see any reason to think it definitely is spiking, but I've definitely seen this happen before and it just keeps drifting down. So right now, I don't really see much of a reason to think that it isn't going down. What will tell me that it's not going down is if it starts to look something like that, that is pretty much invalidated, and that would tell me that it's probably just going to keep going up, eventually breaking structure and just continuing on up. So these moves on the dollar aren't really invalidated yet, but they definitely aren't looking too good. Now we do have some news coming out at 3 o'clock for the dollar. Right? Or was it 1:30? Yeah, we have consumer sentiment coming out in about 12 minutes. So we definitely want to keep an eye on that for sure. That's probably what the market's waiting for. US dollar yen is definitely being driven by the yen right now. All the yen pairs are making a big move to the upside right now. So, that, like I was explaining in my video today, that pretty much invalidates the idea of this being an ABC, and it probably is what we've been suspecting for a while. It probably is a wave A, and it probably is some sort of a B, and then it's probably going up now to make a C. And looking at some of these other yen pairs, look like they have a long ways to go to the upside. And I always consider the US dollar yen more of a yen pair than a dollar pair in a way, so I could picture this going quite a bit higher very easily. On the 4 hour time frame, now this is where it was looking like an A, B, C, D, E correction. But when you have the end of a correction, what needs to happen? It could definitely make like a 1-2, but it needs to just trend down on that third wave. If it doesn't trend on that third wave, then that pretty much tells you that it's not a 1, 2, 3, that it's an ABC. That's exactly what happened. It made 3 waves down, it made an impulsive move up, it broke structure, and then it just kept on going up. At that Bank of Japan press conference that we had after the rate news that they just had last night. So actually a very, very clear entry right there. Even though this right here did look like the end of a wave E, when we saw these 3 waves down and then we saw the end of a trend for the third wave, that would have been a very, very clear entry, and that probably is not even close to being over. It's probably going to make some pullbacks along the way, but it's most likely got a long ways to go to the upside. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, this is the end of a trend we saw for the wave C, almost a perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down. Then it made what looked like an ABC, but obviously that wasn't an ABC either. So we definitely want to get rid of that. But the thing that was important is that after it made what looked like an ABC, it broke structure to the upside. And then it made an ABC down, and then almost a perfect entry to go long. That right there, let's look at that on like the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, it's not quite as perfect, maybe the 30-minute. Definitely a very clear entry though, because we have 1, 2, 3 waves down, and then we had that big news event, and it just took right off to the upside, and it's probably not even over yet. So very, very clear entry on that US dollar yen that we just had recently. So let's take a look at gold. This one's been a little on the tricky side also. Really all the dollar pairs. And even though I do suspect that we are going down, and we'll probably go down maybe even to the 38% or maybe even a little further, the fact that it has not broken structure clearly to the downside yet, and it only has spiked below structure, still makes me more likely to think that this will continue the uptrend, especially because this does look like a 1, 2, 3 to me. It doesn't look like this wave 3 is even near over. And yes, this could be a 1 of 3 and a 2 of 3, and it could go down to the 38%. But even if it does do that, I do think the trend is up, and I do think it will continue for wave 3. 4 hour time frame, it definitely looks like we're making some sort of a triangle here, like a contracting triangle. You can see slanted waves on both sides. We're getting very close to the apex of that triangle. The fact that it made impulsive down, that definitely is more impulsive than any of the rest of the pattern. Does make you think that it's going to make like a wave E and then go down again, which definitely does look most likely for sure. Now, like I said, I'm still sticking to the fact that this has not been broken structure yet. Like I always say, I've been burnt trying to counter trend trade way too many times in the past. I know that if the trend is not confirmed to be over, that it still could keep on going up, even if it looks like it could go down on the shorter time frames. So on the 1 hour time frame, it does look to me like it wants to go up, but it also looks like it could just end up being like a wave E, and then that would be like the final wave of this pattern before it just dives down next week. So even though it does look like it could go up, it very easily could make a lower high, like a lower high, and just next week just take off to the downside. Even though the trend, like I said, the trend is definitely up on the longer time frames. So let's see, let me go back to my chats real quick to see if there was any more requests. So yeah, let's start off. We got oil, we got natural gas, we got the euro pound to look at. We can take a quick look at silver too. We may as well. Sometimes silver can give us a clue about what's going on with gold. Silver kind of looks like maybe an ABC correction forming. I think this is in a wave 3 also, and I think this is a correction to the wave 3. And just like gold, this one hasn't really broken any structure to the downside yet. So it could just go down and just retest structure and just go up and end up being like a 1, 2 and a wave 3 of wave 3. So far, still no real direction on silver or gold. Unless you're talking about the longer time frames, then there's definitely a direction. It looks very, very, very corrective and overlapping. This whole thing looks like one big triangle pattern, and it looks like it could just keep on going up. Usually what happens is it'll break to the shorter side, and it'll look like it's going down, and then shortly after it looks like it's going down, it'll just take off to the upside, and then it's kind of like a little fake out. But we definitely have a little bit of a triangle there. It probably will break the triangle and then go up like that, I bet. 1 hour time frame, kind of a mess on the 1 hour. Really not much of a pattern there. It does kind of look like a little bit of an ABC right there. Does kind of look like it wants to go down, but the shorter time frames are kind of a mess on gold and on silver, really. Dollar really ain't doing too much. Like I said, we have news in about 5 minutes, so let's go look at the euro pound, which was requested by one of my Patreon members, and then we'll come back to the dollar at the news and see if anything happens. The euro pound, I bet this has been driven a lot. Ooh, I haven't looked at this one in a very long time. It was kind of looking like it wanted to go up and make a 3, which it still looks to me like impulsive up, and this is like corrective down, and that it could eventually end up going up like that. You kind of got to do the full top-down analysis to get a good perspective on this. It's definitely going down. I wonder, it's surprised. I guess the pound is a little bit stronger right now. That definitely looks like an ABC right there. A, 3 waves down for a B. That right there is almost for sure the end of an ABC correction on the daily time frame. That's usually a pretty big deal when you see the end of an ABC on the daily. That means that this probably is going to go down, take out this low. It still looks like it could all be a correction to this move up, and it could make like a higher low down here somewhere, and then maybe turn out like the 78% of this move up or something, and then continue the uptrend. But more of a short-term thing. It definitely looks like it's going down. For sure. I would definitely be looking for shorts and a downtrend on this one. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of pullbacks along the way. One thing, I don't really trade the euro pound, but you do have to appreciate that the euro pound does make really good pullbacks. 3-way patterns almost every single time. It's a 3-way pattern. 3 waves down. 3-way, kind of hard to see on this time frame, but it makes a lot of nice 3-way patterns, which is good for us because that's primarily what I look for entries. See, even this, 3 waves down, 3 waves down, 3 waves down. Very, very nice little entries. 3 waves down, that's a higher low, irregular wave C, but very nice entries. This is an irregular wave B. I bet that's an ABC right there with an irregular wave B. That's probably a 1. This is probably a 2. And we're probably in a wave 3. Doesn't really look like the wave 3 is over yet either. I mean, maybe we'll have some pullbacks, but I bet it's more likely just to make small pullbacks and big pushes to the downside. Like I said, definitely doesn't look like it's over yet. So I would for sure be looking for pullback entries on these sort of time frames, someplace between the 15 and the 1 hour time frame. I would definitely be looking for short entries. It's funny, I'm just kind of surprised I didn't. Seems like the euro's been stronger, but I guess the pound has been a little stronger as of lately. Ooh, that looks like the end of a correction on the euro Aussie, doesn't it? Little thing right there, break of structure. That looks like it could just keep going up. Euro yen, we'll look at the yen pairs here in a minute. That looks like a correction too, big time. It's kind of a 5-way pattern, but it looks like an ending diagonal, like motive wave type correction, and it's just going to keep on going up. So yeah, let's go back to the dollar pairs. We got a couple minutes before the news comes out. It's not really a huge news event, but it definitely could move the market a little. Might as well get rid of this Fibonacci. We got about a minute 35 until the news comes out. We got consumer sentiment. It's predicted to stay the same. Yeah, it seems like this does sometimes move the market. So once this news comes out, we'll take a quick look at the yen pairs, and then we'll look at oil and natural gas. So, but right now we better get back to the charts and see if there's going to be any movement today. Got about a minute. So far, nothing really looks invalidated. The pound, yeah, I guess the pound is definitely quite a bit stronger right now. That pound looks like it could be a wave 3 start getting ready to form. Those Aussie Kiwi, I don't know about that, but this looks like it's about ready to end a trend by taking out structure. This looks like it's going down to make either a C or a 3. It definitely could be a C and turn back up. That's definitely being driven by the yen, and this, I don't know. Like I said, it kind of looks like it wants to go up. Whether or not it goes up and makes a lower high, which it would if it is a wave E, or whether it just keeps on trending, I guess we'll find out shortly. Let's go back to the dollar, see if this thing's going to move or not. What do we got? About 5 seconds. Well, news is out. Usually, maybe it's not quite out yet, but it definitely looks like it is. Looks like it's just about stuck. Like I said, this move down could definitely be a trap. We were even talking about that earlier, meaning it looks like it wants to go down, but it could go up. Even though, like I said, I am in a euro long in a US dollar Swiss sword, but I'm ready to get out very quickly if I got to. But right now, I don't really see quite yet a reason to. Let's go back to the news and see what they said. This is, whoops, why does it keep going back to Wednesday? Let's see here. Friday's news. Yeah, net right as predicted, 63.5. So no good, no bad, pretty much right as predicted. So probably not really gonna do a whole lot. We definitely need to give it a few minutes and see, but so far definitely pretty underwhelming. Which honestly, the last 2 weeks have been very underwhelming. So the last 2 weeks, I think, starting last Friday or last Monday right until today, very overlapping corrective patterns. So let's give that a few minutes. Let's go look at those yen pairs real quick, and then we'll go look at oil and natural gas and a few other things. Oh yeah, it looks like it's helping the yen. Look at that. I've been saying for, you could go back to my yen videos probably, I don't know, maybe even 6 months ago, and I've been saying this exact same pattern for probably at least 6 months. And it's finally starting to go up. Sometimes you think you should just enter a trade down here and just stay in it for a year and a half. But I think we're going up a long ways, which means on these very short time frames, I am doing nothing but looking for longs in an uptrend. It definitely looked like the euro yen was going down, and everybody in my group had me pretty convinced that it probably was going to go down for the wave C, which it definitely did go down and make a little bit of a wave C right there, but it just took off to the upside. There's no coming back from that. That thing is going up. So I would definitely be trying to go long. I would prefer now, if you're not long, to be looking for some sort of a pullback. I would want to see something like that before I would even think about going long. So maybe next week, if it does something like this, that's going to be my next long opportunity. Pound yen. Ooh, pound yen. Look at that one. Look at the monthly. Headed up. 203 is my forecast. It's probably going to take a year for it to get there, but that's been my forecast for quite some time now. Wow, nice trade right there. Let's look at that on the 2 hour just so we can appreciate it. Oh, the 4 hour. ABC. Impulsive up. That's the trade of the week right there, for sure. The pound yen. 1 hour time frame. 1, 2. It doesn't even really have a 3, 4, 5, but that's definitely an A. This, I can now in hindsight see that that is kind of a three-way pattern. And then we have a downtrend right here, and then we have a break of structure to the upside. That was the end of a trend. Now it's probably a 1, 2, and 3. So awesome entries. Extremely good entries on the yen pairs this week. And they pretty much all are doing it now. Some of them are, even the Aussie yen, which I wouldn't have traded personally because of how weak the Aussie's been, but look, A, 3 waves up for the B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C, up, down, higher, low, impulsive up, break of structure. Eventually it broke this structure, which for surely proved that that was over, and now it's going up pretty nicely. No stopping it. I would be looking for pullback entries next week on all the yen pairs, which we should have been looking for longs for past 6 months on all the yen pairs, honestly. Kiwi yen, almost a perfect ABC crescent on the daily, right to the 61%. Nice impulsive up. This thing is headed. We got the end of a wave E, and it's going to most likely just keep on trending up like that. Sometimes you have to step away from those dollar pairs to find some good trades. Nice impulsive up, little 3 waves down, impulsive up, perfect entry to go long. Canadian yen is another one that was a very nice entry. It definitely was a little on the impulsive side, but definitely a downtrend. A, 3 waves up. B, downtrend. C, impulsive up, break of structure. Even that first break right there, and then the pullback. Bam, you could have got in this trade a couple days ago. And then it went up, it made another pullback, and then bam, again. Just up it goes. So awesome entries on these yen pairs, big time. Looks like the dollar wants to follow through. Like I said, I'm still in my dollar trades. I usually don't really get scared when the news comes out when I see it pull back. That's very, very, very normal. Swiss yen is in all-time highs. Let's appreciate this too. All-time highs on the Swiss yen this week. Awesome, awesome, awesome trades. 1 hour time frame. We got impulsive, corrective, and the wave C was very overlapping, but it was definitely a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the news that came out last night, bam, just up it goes. Unfortunately, the news was at 2:30, 3:30 in the morning my time, so I was fast asleep when this news came out. Definitely. So awesome, awesome trades. I hope some people are in those yen trades. I'd like to say that I am, but I'm not. I got some good trades, but not those ones. That would have been the way to end the month right there. That's awesome. Let's go back. I gotta go back to the chats. I can't even see if anybody's talking. Yeah, no problem, Mark. Hey, Menu. Didn't even notice you came. Quizzies. Yeah, no problem. So let's go look at oil and natural gas. We got to go back to those dollar pairs. I think they're gonna work out all right. And like I said, I'm not really convinced that they're gonna make a big move, but maybe for the rest of the day, it could be a trade you close by the end of the day. Ooh, oil is starting to look pretty interesting too, honestly. That's a very soft move to the downside, which definitely gives you some doubts on the higher time frames, but it's bouncing off the 50%. This could go up and make a C, or even a wave 3. This could be a 1 and a 2 right here. And looking at the weekly and monthly time frame, it definitely looks like we could go up and make a big wave A, which would look like that. So we'll have to see what happens over the next week or so. But down here on these sort of time frames, even though it's a very strong move to the downside, it does look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little three-way pattern. Whoops, little three-way pattern up, and then. Yeah, if you haven't done so already, definitely join my Discord channel. I'm not sure if you're on there or not, but it's 100% free to join, and it's definitely the best way to contact me. Contacting me on YouTube is always not that effective, but contacting me on Discord is definitely way more effective. So if you have any questions about that, definitely do so. I have a ton of educational videos, and I have a course that I just finished recently for my Gold Patreon members, over 38 videos. So if you're interested, definitely check out my course. Everybody says that it's really good that's already gone through it. I have over 50 people that have already signed up for the course, so it's pretty awesome. And everybody has really good things to say about it. And I can even show everybody the outline if we want. We have a few minutes, so. There we go. This is the course right here. And every one of these modulos has a video, so there's over 38 videos, and it comes free with the gold membership. And if you stay a gold member for more than 3 months, then you get access for life. And honestly, probably within the next month or two, the price may end up going up on this because it's very cheap. I know I paid about 10 times more than that for courses in the past, so definitely, if you are interested in signing up, I would definitely do so shortly. I would say that the price probably is going to go up at some point. So anyways, on the oil, we have an impulsive downtrend, and then we have a 3 waves up, and then we have an impulsive downtrend, and it looks like it's about to break structure at the 50% level. Definitely doesn't really look that convincing that it's going to just shoot up like that, but oil is pretty impulsive sometimes, so definitely check that out. Now, 1 hour time frame, it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it looks like it's going to just keep going up. It looks like it's going to break structure and just keep going. This could be the end of a crescent right here, the end of a wave B getting ready to form right now. So definitely, I personally don't trade oil either. I don't trade any commodities, even gold and silver I don't trade. But that's definitely a very good looking trade right there, if it breaks structure. It hasn't really confirmed it yet. I want to see that structure break. If it does break that structure, I would for sure be looking for the first pullback, which after a structure breaker, you will almost always see a pullback and then a continuation of the uptrend. So let's check out natural gas too, which was also requested by one of my Patreon members, which is also a benefit of being a Patreon. Look at that move that natural gas just made. Wow, was there some sort of oil release or something going on today? Low level thing that I didn't see? I usually don't look at the low level news. I was just trying to see. Maybe it was. Doesn't really look like there was anything oil related. We do have the oil release, and that comes out once in a while, but it doesn't look like that was. I think we may finally have the end of a wave 3 forming, even though it's just really hesitating. But if it is the end of a wave 3, it's probably going to make a three-way pattern that goes out to one of these two Fibonacci levels, which will probably be about the same size as this pattern, which is a wave 2. I think this will be a wave 4. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then eventually back down for a wave 5. So it definitely looks like it's trying to end a wave 3. Now on the sort of time frames, we have impulsive up, we have a break of structure, then we have almost a perfect 3 ways down right here. If I was long on this and if I was trading this big spike right here definitely wouldn't bother me. I would have my stop loss down below this low someplace, and I would just wait, because this could be a very good risk to reward trade if you're in that trade at a decent price. You could be risking that and you could potentially get that, because this will break out high right there if this is a wave 8 of wave 4. So definitely could be a very potentially good risk to reward trade right there. Almost a perfect little downtrend. A, 3 waves up. B, and another almost perfect downtrend. Impulsive up, break of structure, corrective down, higher low, higher low. It looks to me like we're in a wave 3 and it's just needs to settle down a little bit. I bet it's going to just end up doing this probably into next week. For sure. Looks pretty good, honestly. So, let me go back to the chat, see if there's any more requests. I think we got most of the requests. Oh, nice. You're in oil? I'm sure you're still long natural gas. Oh, you're short natural gas. Probably just a scalp. I think natural gas is going to keep going up. Probably not this week, but I do think it is going to keep going up at some point. Yeah. Oh, long natural gas. Nice. If there's any more requests, definitely put them in the chats. We got about 15 more minutes or so. We'll go back and look at the dollar pairs. We looked at the yen pairs already, so we can go look at Bitcoin, see what Bitcoin's up to. Kind of an interesting pair to look at. Another thing that I don't personally trade, but it does fascinate me, because years ago I used to hear everybody, back when Bitcoin was way the heck down here somewhere, I remember people saying, oh, well, you buy Bitcoin. I'm like, no way. Yeah, you definitely should have bought some Bitcoin. So yeah, I think it was a stop hunt too, definitely. We definitely have an uptrend right here. I was wondering if this was going to be an ABC, or a 1, 2, 3. So either an A, 3 waves down for a B, or a 2. And then this move up was either going to be a wave C or a wave 3. The fact that it's making higher lows still makes me think that it's going to be a wave 3, and that it probably is going to keep going up. And probably on a longer time frame, if we clear this out or we zoom out a little bit, I think this is probably going to end up looking something like this probably by the time it's done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 1. Either way, it looks like it could go all the way up to about 35,000 or so before we have much of a turn. Yeah, so it definitely looks like it's going up, higher low. We have a little 3-way pattern, Kretzev looking thing going on here. So honestly, what I would probably do is get rid of some of this stuff, because we don't need to see all this on the short time frames. I probably don't even want to see it on the 1 hour. Get rid of this. Probably only see that on the 4 hour, and then we just put this on here, which really you probably only put it right there to start with. 1 hour time frame. Ooh, it is bouncing out to 78%. if that makes an impulsive move up and starts to go up and try to take out structure, I would definitely take that as a long opportunity. Based on the higher time frames, it looks like it's more likely to go up. And it does seem like Bitcoin does have a tendency to move on the weekends. I don't know, it's because all cryptocurrencies traders trade all weekend or what, but it does seem like it does try to make some big moves over the weekend sometimes when all other markets are closed. That could be a long opportunity coming up on Bitcoin. And the S&P 500, yeah, that's definitely going up. Dollar's going down, this is going up. Like I said, I'm going to be surprised if that dollar continues to go down, but looking at the S&P 500, I still think this is more likely to go up. That actually looks to me like an ABC correction. I still think this is going to go up and take out this high, but I think it's going to be a correction. I still think we're going to have a big push down, but I don't think it's ready to do it yet. Probably not until the fall or so. Probably going to end up doing this, and that would put us into probably maybe late summer or so, and then we're probably going to go down all the way to about the 68% level is what I think. And we were looking at this in the group the other day. It possibly could be a wave 4, so definitely something to keep eye on. It would be interesting if it was a wave 4. Shorter time frames, almost a perfect little correction right here. It broke structure, rejected it, and then bam, right back up it goes, and it's probably going to keep on going. I can already see there was almost a perfect end of a correction on the 30-minute today. One impulsive down, 3 waves up, impulsive down. Even the S&P 500 follows Elliott wave almost perfectly. Even right there, look, 3 waves up, impulsive down, go short. 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 So I don't really see any reason to think that's over, so if it does make another 3-wave pullback or something, I would definitely go long again. Looking like it's going up on the higher time frames, so we may as well just keep looking for longs in an uptrend. So let's see, what do we got left here? I guess there's no more requests, so we'll go back and see what's up with those dollar pairs real quick, and probably won't be too long before I end up calling it a week. Kind of a very choppy week, which, like I said, that's another reason why I'm not 100% confident about this dollar move. It could just go down and maybe spend the rest of the day doing this and then next week go up, or maybe even start to go up this week today. That's why I said I'm definitely keeping a very close eye on it, because it very easily could turn around and go up again. The euro dollar looks kind of convincing that it's going up, but some of the other dollar pairs definitely don't. The pound dollar looks really convincing it's going up. It looks to me kind of like a wave 3. 1, 2. It looks like a wave 3. And that might be partially because of the pound though, because right now we just looked at the euro pound, and the euro pound just ended a correction, which means the pound just found some strength someplace. I don't know what's going on with the pound, but it definitely seems like they found some strength somewhere. Yeah, this definitely could be a wave 5 on the Aussie dollar, but looking at the Kiwi dollar, it looks more like a wave 3, which makes me think the next move up will probably be a correction also, and it'll probably go down again. Kiwi dollar is starting to break structure, but it does kind of look like an ABC, but if it continues to stretch out, that would definitely change my mind, and it definitely could turn into a wave 3. US dollar Canadian, oh look at that, that's definitely going to end the trend in a few minutes here. Yeah, I'm Jake. I'm long the euro dollar, and I'm short the US dollar Canadian, the US dollar Swiss, that is. But it definitely looks like the US dollar Canadian was not a bad choice. A little bit risky for me because the structure was definitely up. But this is going to make a pretty good move to the downside probably, but it probably is going to be a wave B, and it probably will go up again for a wave C. You look at the longer time frames, I mean, a lot of this was definitely the Canadian that drove this up so fast. But it could be a motive wave, you don't know. I mean, it could just keep going down. It definitely could be a motive wave correction. A motive wave correction is when it makes a nice strong uptrend and then it just keeps on diving down. It's definitely not something I have not seen before. I've seen patterns like that many times. Oh, US dollar Swiss is looking better. This is the one I entered because I saw the lower high and I saw the 3 waves up, And the Swiss has been very strong, which I was hoping that it would continue to stay strong. This looks like it's going to grow into a 1, 2, 3. I think I'll be holding these trades over the weekend. But like I said, I'll definitely keep the eye on it over the next few hours. And look at the yen pairs. The yen pairs are moving hot strong right now. Like I said, I hope some people are in some yen pairs in my group. Man, gold. Everything else is moving like crazy, and gold is just like sitting there like a stump. It's funny. Wow. And a lot of people in my group are like real big gold traders too, but it looks like it wants to go up. But it looks like there's a lot of selling pressure right now, so it looks like it could go down once maybe next week at some point. Wow. Yeah, I can't believe gold just sitting there doing nothing. Everything else is like moving pretty good. I mean, not real good, but definitely moving more than gold. It does look like a little bit of a correction though, kinda. I do think it is going to go up. I just don't think the move up is probably going to be that special. It'll probably just go up and do that and then go back down. Well, the dollar's definitely starting to look pretty good though, man. It might have just went up and faked everybody out today, and now it's going down like a rocket. It's definitely going down pretty nicely. I think I'll be holding out. Oh, I even got it, almost got in my a trade that I normally don't even take. I got in today. The Kiwi Swiss. It's a pair that I normally don't trade, but I had a pending order on there because it looked very nice. I don't know if it's going to follow through or not, but this looks like an A, B, C correction. It looks like it wants to go down again. So, like I said, that's not a pair I normally trade, but for some reason it caught my attention, and I had a pending order right there that it just got hit. Wow, look at that pound. That was the choice right there. The pound and pretty much any yen pair were definitely the choice of the day. Oil's going up too. Nice. Awesome. Funny, everything waited till Friday afternoon to move. Yeah, oil's starting to break structure. It's still not real convincing. I want to see it close above structure, but it looks like it may be doing so pretty soon. Natural gas is kind of hanging out, but oil looks like it's going to go up. Stock market looks like it's going up. Dollar looks like it's going down. Yen pairs are definitely going up. Swiss has still been pretty weak. I'm not really sure about that US dollar Polish PLN. I guess we can, since I got a few minutes and there's no other requests. PLN. Oh, they got an ON to top for it. Oh, it's going down. That looks like the end of a correction for sure. Can't really tell what it is on the monthly, but it's definitely going down. There's no doubt on the weekly. It's either an A, B, C or a 1, 2, 3. So this is either an A or a 1. This is either a B or a 2, and this is either a 3 or a C. Honestly, it could be a 3, especially if my prediction about the US dollar being a C and going down in a big way. This could definitely end up going down in a big way too. That's almost a perfect end of a correction right there. It's a 5-way pattern, but it's an A, B, C, D, E up. That is definitely the end of a correction. That's going to go down, take out these lows, I bet, and maybe go a lot further than that. So yeah, I see why you wanted me to look at it. Well, it's making some nice corrections. That's almost a perfect end of a correction there. That's almost a perfect 3-way pattern. This one's like a 5-way pattern, but that's an A, B, C, D, E, almost a perfect entry. A, B, C up, that's a perfect looking entry. Some of these more exotic pairs can make some really nice entries. Maybe it's because people don't pay attention to them as much. 3 waves up, impulsive down. 3 waves up. This one's not as nice, but it definitely did make 3 waves up. 3 waves up. I bet on the shorter time frame that was 3 waves up, and that's 3 waves up, and that's 3 waves up on the shorter time frame. 3 waves up right there. Even right here is 3 waves up and 3 waves up all the way down through here. So that's pretty nice. Awesome. Hopefully you're short on it. That's why you wanted me to look at it, because that's the way to be, definitely. So yeah, definitely wasn't the greatest last week and a half for me, but it looks like I'm making up for it on these dollar trades I took today. So might make up for it by the end of the day. That looks like it's ending a correction, and I think that's a wave three. The Aussie and the Kiwi may turn also. And the Canadian's definitely turning. The Swiss is definitely turning. The yen is completely different because of the yen. And gold is not really doing anything still. It looks like it wants to go up, but it's not going up yet, that's for sure. So, if anybody has not done so already, definitely like and subscribe to my channel. It makes a big difference for YouTube pushing my channel out to new members. Definitely join my Discord. It's 100% free to join. We have over 31 or 3,200 members now, so it's getting to be a very, very large community of traders. So, and people are willing to help each other out and share ideas. It's getting to be a really big, good community of like-minded traders. And if you are looking for some extra help or you want to purchase my course, then the link for my Patreon membership is right here also. The course comes free with the gold membership, and you also get 2 Zoom meetings a week where I teach and a ton of educational information. So I guess this is about it for me today. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and definitely keep an eye on those dollar pairs. So really everything, actually, everything's moving a little bit now. So definitely keep an eye on those trades. Today is the last day of the month, so I think that's part of the reason why everything's moving. Like I've been saying for quite a while that these dollar pairs were going to close near their highs, and it looks like they probably will, except for gold, which is completely different. So anyways, I hope everybody has a good weekend, and as always, happy trading.